15 minutes before the team heads and meets us up in the luncheon. Yes, sir. What's the score going to be on Thursday?
Good question. I wish I knew.
3-0. 3-0. 3-0 Sounders.
Cap goes up first, which is good. It allows us to spend more money on players, whether that's bringing new players in or retaining, which is 20 senior roster players and 4 development players. The one nice thing there is that the salary of those
may drop off. So those are things we need to work on to create space. So a lot of the focus with the team you don't know well is to focus on your game and the things that you have to do to break them down. They signed Caliph in the back, who's a veteran U.S. international. He's been playing in Scandinavia. He'll provide leadership for them in the back. Mwanga, their first-round draft pick, excellent player, creative, can attack. Roscoe's also played Mexico, experienced player in the back. So they have a lot of options, and I think we'll be ready.
And the final score, 3-0? No, you're not. You don't like that. Any questions? Yeah, Mike. Go ahead.
Last year, before the first pick, there were 4 criteria for success, including being competitive with any side by any pitch in the world, developing a player locally, getting in the playoffs, and winning the supporters shield. How are things going with those 4 criteria, and do you have a plan for the next 5 years?
That's a great question. This goes to Adrian, doesn't it?
I think with the goals we set last year, we want to match those goals. I would add the CONCACAF Champions League is very important for our club. The winner of that tournament qualifies for the World Club Championships. And qualifying for that tournament was winning the Open Cup. So you can qualify, you can win the Supporters Shield, be in the MLS Cup Final, and the US Open Cup. So that's how we qualified. We'll have a play-in game for that during the summer. And that's an important goal for the club to do well in that. So the balance between the regular season, the Open Cup, Champions League, is going to really test our players, and that's why the depth and having that year of experience and players competing for positions, which we've really seen this year, is going to pay off in these tournaments when we really need guys down the stretch.
Thanks. I'll add one piece to that. You're killing all my material for my speech up at the lunch, but you're going to have to hear it again. We, about a year and a half ago, talked about a youth system, to your point, developing our own talent. And this past March, we had tryouts for academy teams, U16 and U18, led by Darren Sawatsky and Dick McCormick. They're here somewhere. But, that is absolutely, positively, 100% a massive objective. I see Doug Andresen, the president of Washington Youth Soccer, slide in behind you there, who's been a partner all along the way in this. We want to embrace the youth system all the way from the base. We want more kids entering the youth system at young ages, kids who may be a little more disadvantaged, who don't have the economic access or the field access. So we want more kids entering the system. We want good development all the way up the pyramid, and then we're going to have 2 teams this summer, U16, U18. Some of those kids are very, very talented, and it's hard to tell right now, a 17, 16, 15-year-old, whether he's going to be a professional someday. But there are, for sure, there are kids that have the potential to be professionals. And if they don't come out of our system as professional soccer players, we want them to come out of our system as good young men who go to college, probably play soccer in college, and if nothing else, have the love of the game and love of the Sounders for the rest of their lives.
That'll wrap up. Sorry, we got 2 more questions. We got to take them. I was just going to say that'll wrap it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, any news on the friendlies coming up this year, when they'll be announced?
No. Where's Gary?
No.
The only thing I will say is that this is a challenging year for us with the friendlies, with the World Cup, because one of the things we didn't want to do was announce a big name team and then have them show up with all of their 17-year-olds because the rest of their players are in the World Cup. So it's been challenging. We've been trying to find the right teams that are quality, well-known brands that our fans are going to love to see, but that aren't going to lose all their players to the World Cup. So spring is quickly passing, summer is quickly approaching. I would assume that we're going to get this figured out in the not too distant future. And part of it is figured out. I just can't tell you.
That was a great answer. Last question.
Yeah, so similarly then, any of the Champions League matches, first round, do we know will it be here or away?
Will the Champions League be here or away? Do we not know? Do we know that?
We don't know. We actually go to Florida in May for CONCACAF meetings to sort of put this all together. The draw is actually okay. He thinks it's end of May. I think it might be earlier, but at any rate, at some point in the next month or two, we will know the home and away. But we do know we have a play-in to get into the Champions League proper. So we will have a home and away series. It'll be the end of July and early August. Those will be the two games. The aggregate score will move the winner into the group stage of the Champions League, in which there'll be 16 teams. And Chris, just to sort of expand on that, he mentioned Champions League. I can't stress it enough how important that tournament is to us. We want this league to be the best league in CONCACAF, which includes Mexico. And to date, we haven't been able to prove that. The Mexican teams have dominated CONCACAF Champions League, if I'm not mistaken. All 4 teams in the semifinals this year are Mexican teams, and that's just not acceptable from our standpoint. And so our first goal is to be the best league in CONCACAF, and then beyond that, we want to be the best league in the Americas, which includes Brazil and Argentina. And if we can get to that point, we've got a very, very good league in the United States.
Thanks.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you for coming out. If you got to see practice, I hope you enjoyed it. You can see these guys, how hard they work in practice day in and day out. If you've not got your picture taken with the Golden Scarf Girls, that's what we're going to call you, and Corky, do so on our way up. It's time to head on in for the luncheon. The players and coaches are going to be waiting for us, and we'll head on up. So thanks again for coming today.